Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining Individually Optimized Learning in Japan session. I'm Yasunobu Hashimoto, President and CEO of Dejika Corporation. I joined this event 3 years ago, and I'm so happy to come back at South by Southwest EDU. Let me introduce us briefly. We are developing SoloTouch, and SoloTouch supports children to obtain the world's fastest mental calculation ability with the world's most efficient way and enable them to gain confidence in numbers, which is the only common language in the world. And through this ability development process, children can gain growth mindset to maximize their life outcome. This is SoloTouch, an example of individually optimized learning in Japan.
SoloTouch is a new type of mental calculation learning method applying the mechanism of abacus. Generally, the calculation is done with numbers, but SoloTouch uses images of abacus beads to learn mental calculation. SoloTouch operates on iPad, where the students touch the abacus beads using both hands. The visible mode, where the color of the beads change when touched, is for practicing speedy and accurate touching. The invisible mode, where the color of beads does not change, trains you to imagine the beads in your mind. With practice in these two modes, children of the right age can master mental calculation. All you need is an iPad, so you can practice SoloTouch as much as you like in the classroom or at home. In the classroom, we also use paper materials and games to make it even more fun for everyone. There are more than 20 types of games, matching each student's objective and level. Rankings raise children's motivation and encourage them to form good learning habits. By continuously learning SoloTouch, you will be able to solve difficult questions through mental calculation.
So this session is actually supported by Japanese government, and Japanese government is having another session talking about Giga School project, and that's happening in public education sector. But Japanese private education industry is also really lively. According to this research, in fiscal year 2021, this market size would be $28.3 billion. That's so huge. And this sector is consisted of such a variety of sectors. And today we have wonderful guests from really diverse sectors. Let me introduce briefly Yasuhiro from Progumi doing coding education, Alex from Grovis in the corporate business training sector, and Masuyo from Progos in the language training sector. By having those wonderful guests, we would like to seek out individually optimized learning in Japan situation. Okay, I have 3 questions to all of you, but before that, could you please introduce yourself? So first introduction is from Alex-san. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction, Yasunobu. My name is Alex, and I am not Japanese, but I have been living in Japan over 10 years now, and I am currently working for Globus. Oh, wrong side, Globus. And Globus is a university, but we're also launching digital services, and I'm in charge of product management for Globus Unlimited, our online micro-learning service that I will expand upon a little bit going forward during this session. But I'm really interested in, especially coming from Japan, thinking about how we can use technology to make education better, not just within a country, but globally. And I'm really excited and passionate about how a company from Japan can spread that kind of technology and use the teachings and things like that we do here to really impact things on a global scale. On a personal level, I am fluent in Japanese, so I've been living here. I really enjoy the culture and everything about Japan. So I really hope that I can share some of this passion and some of the excitement of the things that we're doing here with the rest of the session today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex-san. So next is Masuyo-san. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Masuyo Ando, President of Progos, Inc., Tokyo. I feel so honored to be here with you today for this world-famous EdTech event. And I'm extremely excited to talk to you about a game-changing new technology, an English-speaking test called Progos. But first, let me introduce myself a little bit and how I came here. About 25 years ago, I had a chance to live in Chicago and New York. As a graduate student, as a business person, and as a mother, I had so many unforgettable experiences there, but I will never forget how hard it was for me to communicate in English. And I saw that I was not alone. I saw many Japanese people having difficulties in expressing themselves effectively in English. That is a hard situation when you are trying to establish in the English-speaking business world. With everything that I was learning at University of Chicago and NYU, I thought maybe I could do something to solve this problem. Now, 25 years later, I'm leading an edtech company called Progos, a subsidiary of Rare Job, a premier online English training company listed in the first section of Tokyo Stock Exchange. Here at Progos, we've come up with a new solutions for those struggling English learners out there. Progos is not just another test. It's an innovation that can change learners' behavior. And I believe that it will change the landscape of English learning. And I will tell you more about it later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Masuyo-san. All right, so next introduction is from Yasuhiro-san. Please go ahead.
Yep. Thank you for your introduction. I'd be very glad to have this opportunity to speak here today. I'm Yasuhiro, founder and CEO of Progami. Progami is an education tech startup aiming for the empowerment of synergy by teamwork, design thinking, and technology. I'd like to add a little bit more about myself. Through entire of my life, I have been a person with curiosity. I have decided what I do with my interest and intuition. So I started my professional career as a pilot trainee at an airline company. But unfortunately, the company went bankrupt. So I decided to go back to a graduate school majoring in technology management. After that, I experienced several jobs like a software engineer, a mentor for startup, and sometimes an educator. Now, as the founder of Progami, I'm providing a platform for collaboration between code learners. Progami enables users to create programs with their friends or teachers in real-time collaboration, like Google Docs. Furthermore, Progami also enables users to play the created program with them as well. It is like an online multiplayer game. In short, Progami is a platform for the multiplayer creation and execution of a program. On this platform, coding becomes more fun together, which leads to a better understanding of programming itself and a better experience for acquiring teamwork skills. I'd like to address much more details in this session afterward. I'm looking forward to having a productive session here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So, first question to all of you is this. You all have been solving problems in a student-focused way. What problems did you solve and how did you solve them? Please let us know how your students are doing and how they are changing. Right, this is really interesting point that I want to hear. So first thing first, Masuyo-san, please tell your stories.
Okay, so if you think about it, an English-speaking test can be career-changing, but it also can be life-changing. That's what we do at Progos. Let's take a look.
The vision of our company is to provide chances for everyone everywhere. For those whose native language is not English, like me, having a good command of English is key to success in a global business. In a skills-driven society, we need to assess and further upgrade our skills more frequently. This is also true for English-speaking skills. However, the existing tests do not address these changing needs. We, therefore, need a solution.
That is why we developed PROGOS.
PROGOS is an innovation of an English-speaking test. By using speech recognition API and machine learning, we have developed an AI engine that uses training data based on human evaluation. Pedagogically, PROGOS evaluates answers to open-ended questions, which has been thought to be technically difficult. PROGOS has several strengths. It is convenient and quick. You do not have to go to test centers. It is available anytime, anywhere, online, returning test results in only a few minutes. It has low cost. To provide test-taking opportunities across countries, we are able to provide the service at a price of about $5, which is only 1/10 of the price of other speaking tests. It is standardized. PROGOS uses the CEFR, an internationally recognized standard for measuring linguistic skills. It provides detailed feedback. With our feedback, you can identify your strengths and weaknesses, set clear goals, and learn more effectively. PROGOS brings about changes in learning, as this encourages them to continue to learn more. Corporations, universities, and employment agencies and English language schools can use PROGOS for a quick skills check as well. Using AI, PROGOS has brought about innovation to English-speaking tests. We are giving more opportunities to millions of people in the world to provide chances for everyone, everywhere.
Chances for everyone, everywhere. That's a pretty big promise. And here is how we make it happen. How do you measure English speaking skill? The gold standard of CEFR speaking level is the open-ended question that allows test takers to provide spontaneous, freestyle answers. Many people think that the only well-trained human raters can really do this complex task. And it's not easy. It takes most people years of experience to really do it well. But that is why the old-style speaking tests are so expensive, inconvenient, not accessible, not scalable, and it takes several weeks just to get your result. Who has time for that? Now, to solve this problem, we've developed a new way to use machine learning technology to evaluate people's spontaneous answers to open-ended questions. Over the past years, we've been busy developing the PROGOS system based on human-rated data. We do monitor its performance on a daily basis to make it sharp. And you know what? The result has been astounding. It's a new story of how smart technology can make life better for everyone. We now have a convenient, accessible, scalable, high-speed, and most importantly, a highly reliable solution that can be used by anyone, anywhere, at any time. And here is a kicker. The price of PROGOS is just $5. It's only 1/10 of the existing analog speaking test. That is really price disruption. Imagine that you are an HR manager with hundreds of applications for English language jobs. You are under pressure to test, train, and make quick decisions. What would you do? PROGOS is your solution. Imagine that you are a job applicant and you need to know your English-speaking skill level. The PROGOS test will not only let you know your CEFR level quickly, but it also provides a detailed analysis of your strengths and weaknesses. And just like that, you'll have a clear idea of where you are, and you'll be ready and motivated to learn with confidence. That's how PROGOS is changing learning behavior. PROGOS has made a breakthrough in language learning.
Wow. Thank you very much, Masio-san. That's really, really fascinating story anyway.
It's exciting,
Alright.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I want to take it anyway.
Please.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's hear the next story. Yasuhiro-san, please introduce your stories.
Yes. So, yeah, as a starter, I'd like to share my own experience here. I'll share my screen. Yeah, here we go. Around 4 to 5 years ago, I wanted to teach my 4-year-old son programming. So he and I tried an existing education service. I put my son on my knees and sat in front of my computer together so that he could give it a try. He was curious and struggled to do it well, but didn't succeed because it was the first time for him to try programming. On the other hand, I was a software engineer at that time, so I could tell what he should do at a glance. Because of that, I just wanted to tell him like, hey, Kazu, how about doing like this, like that, or something? And I tried to use the keyboard and mouse. Then, he wanted to do it by himself and yelled like, don't touch that. Yes, of course, it happens. However, at the exact moment, I got the idea so naturally. What if you can manipulate it and let another user on the other computer see what you are doing on your computer, like Google Docs? It could be so useful, and furthermore, it could be much more fun together. Just after that, I started to create a prototype based on the idea rapidly. I let educators use it, got a lot of feedback, and updated it again and again. After those trials, it has become an appealing product for educators of programming for beginners. Here is an example in action. I'd like to show you how code learners can collaborate together. Yes, as you saw, programming lets users achieve the multiplayer creation and execution of programs at the same time. According to my research, such features have been wanted by visual programming users all over the world, but no other services provide these features so far. Because of the uniqueness, we have received many positive comments from teachers at programming schools saying that they have been waiting for such a service. In addition, it has also been well received by the children, saying it was so much fun to create games together. So I believe we have started to create a fan base of programming, and we contribute to programming education itself. Thanks.
Wow, Yasuhiro-san, thank you very much. Definitely, if you do coding together with someone, it's going to be so fun. So it's really inspiring story. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes,
okay,
right.
So the next stories from Alex-san. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So as I mentioned during my introduction, I work for Globus. And Globus is well known in Japan. It's actually Japan's largest business school. We have about 1,000 MBA students every year, and we also offer corporate training. But we see that education really is changing, especially in Japan. And we wanted to bring a unique educational experience that kind of draws upon our depth of knowledge for people who are studying right now, and translate the online learning experience to something unique. We came up with a micro-learning concept for our programs through Globus Unlimited, called Globus Manabi Hodai, all you can learn in Japanese. And one unique thing about Japan is that Japanese people, white-collar workers, they tend to study about an average of 6 minutes per day. And Japanese people, they work very long and hard hours, but they do have time for learning. But one of the things is about 50% of people in Japan commute to work by train. Compared to North America, this is about 5%. Majority of people take the cars, walk. But what does this mean? Well, people have a lot of time to study when they're commuting. And this is one of the things that we really tried to do, is that you can take a traditional online learning experience, but if you try to provide that in a way that's not necessarily fit for the culture or fit for what you're doing. If you try to bring a MOOC or something like that and take that on the train, it's not going to work. So we tried to build a unique online experience that would be fitting for busy business people who were studying like that. Now, let me introduce you really briefly. What is Globus Unlimited through a video? So I'm going to share a video and share my screen right now.
Global business moves faster each day. How will you keep up? Globus Unlimited puts Japan's #1 MBA right at your fingertips. Our business microlearning courses break down practical skills into small, simple steps. Explore a wide range of creative and inspiring courses to transform the way you learn. No matter what your goals, our cohesive curriculum covers entry to expert level,
which is sometimes referred to as direct selling,
to identify market opportunities.
The future economy of Japan depends on these.
Someone in here could be working on that right now.
Discover the business skills to maximize your potential and take charge of your career anytime, anywhere.
That is a brief introduction of our service. So what we try to think is, from the bottom up, what are the pain points of learners? What do they have? They're too busy to study. They want to learn business, but they don't necessarily know where to start. Or they know what they want to study, but collecting materials across, a wide range of resources. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but bringing it all together, that takes a lot of time. Or maybe they don't just want the knowledge online, but they want to take the next step, take a class or a degree. So a lot of educational institutions, they've kind of developed they've brought their existing product online. So they take their existing curriculum and they just simply do it online. But we tried to build a service from the ground up to address these unique needs of learners. And we offer the service to individuals and corporations. So companies, especially in Japan, they're looking for ways to train an increasingly global workforce where nowadays, especially, people are not coming to the office. And one of the things that Japan's generally known for is Japan's known for lifelong employment. People tend to work one job and stay at that one job. This trend is staying the same in Japan, but things are gradually changing. More people are changing jobs, and more people are changing jobs earlier, especially for IT jobs. And people are coming to IT jobs from electrical equipment manufacturers, financial institutions, and other companies. They need a way to reskill. But even within companies in Japan, they need to continuously reskill workers and find new ways of adapting to, an increasingly changing job descriptions and job duties. So we're trying to give individuals and businesses a way that even busy people can study and learn and grow with our service. And learners have shown fantastic growth from the service. And this is one thing about personalization that's something us as kind of a background with a business school can offer, is that people, what they want to get out of online education is very, very different. Some people want to study online and it's just simply using it like a very, very good dictionary, just looking up phrases or keywords or something like that. But then other people, they want to join a community. They want to learn with other learners. They really want to see what it's about. They want to connect with people. So we've built that as part of our product as well, where people can collaborate with other learners, get reflections, post reflections, and join live events. But also people, online learning could be the next step as part of a greater journey, going on to take a class, because there are limitations to online learning, especially parts that are, asynchronous and not able to connect with other lecturers or teachers. So because we're a university, we offer the chance for them to go on the next step. So providing many different opportunities, but also an entry point, is something that we've been able to do with Globus Unlimited in the Japanese version, Globus Manabi Hodai. So I'm very excited about this as well. So that's a short introduction, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex-san. That's really solving a lot of pains of Japanese, actually, and considering a lot of lifestyle of Japanese people. So I can imagine a lot of learners that, who can use this service. Thank you very much. All right, so let me go back to this slide. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. My next question to you all is, please tell us about some of the characteristics or unique attributes that you have observed in your Japanese students, as well as any memorable events that you have experienced while working with them. So Yasuhiro-san, could you please tell your stories on this question?
Yes, I think this could have some aspects, but let me tell you about a story about teamwork. When I was a graduate school student, I attended a design thinking workshop where I heard that the Japanese are good at design thinking because we are always aiming for an agreement as a team. In other words, the Japanese are so used to work as a team. This words reminded me a picture. Let me show you this. I saw this picture during a history class at my junior high. This shows several signatures shaping a circle, which makes the hierarchy unclear and shows the equality among the participants. I thought this could be one sign of the Japanese tendency toward teamwork. This could have several aspects. A bad one is, as it is always being said, that decision-making takes much more time than other types of organizations. On the other hand, a good aspect is that this way of attitude could make the bond of the team stronger, and it could lead to a better result. So this style of Japanese being together as one could be a strength of us, I believe. And this story leads me to an episode of programming users. Yep. In my previous words today, I have emphasized it is much more fun together on programming. But here is an interesting episode that is not only fun, but also a good example of teamwork or collaboration. We asked a group of 3 junior high school boys to use programming. At first, they were programming as they pleased, and instead of cooperating, they were messing with other people's programs. But in fact, when I looked back, I found that the jogging turned out to be just the right amount of brainstorming. And in the end, they came up with a unique program that each student would never have thought of on its own. The teachers who were watching them were very impressed and said, "That's really interesting." The high quality of the result produced by such teamwork is one of the advantages of collaborative editing. Thus, synergy by teamwork could be one of Japanese strengths, and programming can enhance it, I believe. And I want programming able to be so.
Thank you very much, Yasuhiro-san. That's really, really interesting, especially signatures showing the equality related with the design thinking. That's a really fascinating story. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. So next, Alex-san, could you please tell us your stories?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about two stereotypes from Japan. And I think that a lot of international people, when they think of Japan, they think, number one, everybody lives in Tokyo. Well, people probably don't think that, but maybe they do. And that everybody works at a big company. Well, in fact, most of Japan's population does live in urban areas. In the 1950s in Japan, about 50% of Japanese population lived in urban areas. Now it's over 90% of Japanese are living in urban areas. Now, but what effect does this have? There's very few economic opportunities for people outside of major cities in Japan. In Japan, people tend to leave for Tokyo or another big city after high school, and they don't come back. And this has a severe economic impact in the rural areas that they leave behind. And one of the things that they're missing especially is opportunities to education. They don't have the opportunities to study through traditional means. And one of the things that I'm really happy about that our program has done is we give opportunities to learners who don't have access to traditional kind of educational institutions in rural parts of Japan the chance to study with a high quality business education online. One of our learners is from Saga Prefecture, and I guess that people outside of Japan probably have not heard of Saga Prefecture. Maybe people in Japan have not heard of Saga Prefecture, but we get the opportunity for people here to keep studying through their education. It's fantastic to hear user feedback coming in saying, I don't have the chance to study in Tokyo. I don't have the chance to study in a big city, but through online learning, through the program that you've done, we've had the chance to study online. So this kind of breaking down the distance and changing these things. And on a personal level, I used to live in Yamagata Prefecture in Japan. I really like rural Japan. It's a beautiful place, and I'm very happy personally to give opportunities to these types of people. Another thing is a lot of people in Japan do tend to work for big companies. Japan tends to have less entrepreneurial activity than other companies. They have the total early stage entrepreneurial activity index, which tracks how many people are preparing to start a business per 100 adults. Compared to the United States or Israel, where it's about 15 or 12%. Japan's about 5%. It's actually one of the lower levels for developing countries. But there is a big startup scene. There are a lot of entrepreneurial parts of Japan. And one of the things about Globus is we want to support entrepreneurs as well. And especially we want to give people the opportunity to, in these underserved parts of the economy, to really get the chance to start up. So we had, for example, one of our learners was a secretary who came to Globus, and she started taking our online programs, then joined our MBA programs. And as part of that, she actually quit her job, started a startup, and she was a working mother. And what she did was she wanted to empower other working mothers by giving them opportunities to have more time to commit to their job and their learning. So she created a company that connected working mothers with housekeepers to give them more time, and successfully launched that company. So thinking about these parts of the economy that are really important in Japan, the rural parts of Japan, especially women, especially also startup scene, we want to give opportunities to people who might be less served by other parts of the traditional education infrastructure here in Japan at Globus through all our services.
Wow, thank you very much, Alex, and that's fascinating story. Definitely contributing to equity and equality as well. And then definitely this individually optimized learning can empower our local area as well. Wonderful, thank you very much. All right, so next is Masio-san. Please share your stories.
So what are Japanese people like? Are we like an American baseball player, Shohei Ohtani? Hardworking. That might be true for many Japanese people. I know Ohtani-san's batting average is, but I wonder what his CFO speaking level is. But the truth is, most Japanese business persons are not always comfortable with English, especially when it comes to speaking. Japan is always ranked lower than the average in the international English skill comparisons, and actually, our Asian neighbors are usually ranked much higher. At the same time, Japanese corporations are now trying to expand into the global market, where their growth potential is high. So there is a big gap between the supply and demand of Japanese people who are capable of doing global business. In other words, Japan is a great market for English language industry. Progos has been an overnight success. Within just 1 year after its launch in Japan, we became the #1 English-speaking test with over 70,000 happy customers. And the number is growing. Today, we have more than 700 Japanese companies and universities who trust our product. The world has needed something like this for a long time. Let's listen to what our test takers are saying. It is a test just like a weight scale. I can quickly check my progress. I became less nervous about speaking English as I take Progos on a regular basis. I felt motivated when I saw my CFO level while my memory of the test was still fresh. In this way, Progos is improving the way Japanese people learn English. If you take Progos and improve your English skills up to, say, B2 level, you'll be able to take Globis courses in English. Please try. This is my story about Japan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely many artists who are doing really well in other countries from Japan can speak English really well in the future. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So the last question from me is this. Okay, so question number 3 is, why are you taking on the challenge of expanding your business globally? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on overseas business, and what is the unique value that you can bring from Japan? All right, so for this question, Alex-san, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, Globis is a portmanteau. It means global business. So just right in our name, I think we have to go global. It's part of the part of what we need to do. But a global community makes our products stronger, especially here in Japan and globally. So the question is probably, why would the global community want to learn business from Japan? Well, first of all, we do teach well. So if you're learning marketing or strategy or accounting and finance or leadership, we do offer these, but you can learn these anywhere in the world. You don't necessarily have to come to Asia and Japan. So many people that come to choose us, they're interested in Asia, they're interested in Japan, either due to part of their job or an interest in these regions, how they conduct business. But one of the parts of what we teach and what we do here that's always been personally interesting to me is the concept of kokorozashi. And the Japanese concept of kokorozashi, this is a word that can be interpreted in many different ways. Could be will, motivation, ambition, a sense of purpose, or personal mission. It's something that provides direction for your career, your life, and we want to teach business, but we don't want to just teach business for business's sake, because nobody wants to learn just kind of learning facts and numbers. They want to give a sense of purpose that goes beyond business, and this is part of kokorozashi. And let me just share a video to help explain the concept a little bit better and how it ties to what we're doing here.
Have you ever heard of kokorozashi? It's a traditional Japanese concept that you might call a personal mission. Your kokorozashi is more than a life goal, it's a mission. So important that you're excited to get up on Monday morning. The thing that answers the question, how will I spend my limited time here on Earth? And the role of kokorozashi in business is more important today than ever. It's what drives the most successful entrepreneurs to change the world. But because a kokorozashi is more than just a goal, Identifying it is not easy. It can take some people many years to discover theirs. You can find your kokorozashi through your experiences. You can feel it grow stronger as you come to understand your inner self. And you can bring it into focus through the interactions you have with your friends and colleagues. So yes, it takes work and time. But once you find your kokorozashi, you'll be prepared to achieve your goals and have a more fulfilling life. Are you ready to begin the search for your kokorozashi?
So what we're trying to say is we're trying to support learning, but supporting learning in a way that's sustainable. We want to help people find out what drives them, how they can connect that, how they can make a positive impact in society, finding a like-minded community where they can join other people to do so. So I think that one of the things that we're really trying to offer from Japan is the ability for people to find a sense of meaning in what they're doing and a way to offer that to our learners beyond just business.
Thank you, Alex-san. Oh, that's really fascinating. I'm really looking forward that grow business kokorozashi and support a lot of learners in the world. Thank you. All right, so the next is Masuyo-san.
Yes.
Please tell us yours.
Okay, so I will tell you about my kokorozashi. Progress has been a big success in Japan, but our vision is to provide the test to all English learners around the world. We are already in Thailand, India, and in the Philippines, but we've just started. And with your help, we plan to expand into the global market. So what is the value of Progress in the global market? I think that the most important value of Progress is access. When I visited Cambodia on business a few years ago, I met a lady working in the same industry there. She told me that local people needed higher English skills for a better life. But there are so many obstacles. The speaking tests were too expensive and the test centers were too far away. So local people just could not afford time or money. So this is just one example of how Progress can make a difference. With the price of only $5, online accessibility, and the global standard of CEFR levels, Progress democratizing English-speaking test for English learners around the world. Yes, democratizing English-speaking test. That's the true innovation that we take pride in, and it's only just the beginning. So this is my story about the global market.
Thank you very much, Masuyo-san. I hope this accessible, individually optimized learning can definitely would empower people globally. Thank you very much. Okay, so Yasuhiro-san, please tell us your thoughts.
Yep, this would be related to my kokorozashi as well. But first of all, the main reason why I want Programi to go global is this stems from my own experience. And in addition to that, there is no similar dominant service in the world so far. These elements make me feel I want to expand Programi globally in order to reach out to the customers who need a collaborative environment for coding. Yep. Actually, I think I've partly been able to confirm the demand for such a collaborative service for code learners for getting quite a few pre-registrants for programming from all over the world. Most of them were teenagers who wanted to create a code with their friends. So considering this result, if I can create a worldwide platform and community for collaboration for code learners, programming could connect the creativity of children all over the world. And it could give kids the power to make something useful, such as a solution for their friends' or parents' problems in daily lives. If this future comes true, I believe the world will have become a better place, and I believe programming can contribute to it.
Thank you, Yasuhiro-san. That's really big ambition and kokorozashi. Go for it, Programi. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, everybody. Actually, the time is running out soon. So let's get the final comment from each of you. So first, Masuyo-san, please tell us your final comment.
Okay, so here I will show you the CEFR level. You will see here on the right-hand side the CEFR level with C2 at the highest and pre-A1 at the lowest. What is your CEFR speaking level? Do you know? Right now, I'm giving you an opportunity to try for yourself. Please try Progos and feel how smart technology can make life better for everyone. We are Progos, providing chances for everyone, everywhere. Please read this QR code on the right-hand side and contact us. Or you can search the word Progos on the web. And also Progos apps are available. So please try and enjoy. And let's make a difference together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Masuyo-san. So Yasuhiro-san, please give us your final comments.
Okay. So again, I am so honored to receive this kind of opportunity to express my own thoughts and introduce Programi to all of you. As I mentioned during the session, Programi is a platform for code learners which brings multiplayer creation and execution of programs among users. Actually, I'd like to add one thing about the name of Programi here. The name Programi stems from a Japanese word. Gami is pronounced gumi in Japanese, and the pronunciation also means a team and a group as well in Japanese. This double meaning leads me to name this service Programi because I thought the name would be ideal for the collaboration platform. Through Programi, I aim for a better place where people can acquire problem-solving skills by programming with collaboration between fellows in smooth teamwork. This is what I want to achieve shortly. Thank you so much today. I enjoyed so much. It was so fun. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Yasuhiro-san. I thought it was from gummy candy, but actually it's not. I will not forget this name. Thank you.
Both.
All right. So Alex-san, please give us the last comment of you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the session today. I think that Japan really has a lot to offer the rest of the world, and especially with technology, now we can kind of do that. You know, all of the products, all of the services introduced today took aspects that are very unique to Japanese culture, collaboration, some of the more, we talked about kokorozashi, we talked about the test taking and things like that that are really unique, something that Japan does really well. And there's a lot of opportunities that we have to offer the rest of the world innovation as far as personalized learning goes in the edtech sector. So I hope that more people can take interest in this part of Japan's economy, and we, through all of our services, we can have more users, more investment, and ways to keep going from here. And if you are interested in online microlearning, I encourage you to please take a look at Globus Unlimited. And this time I pointed in the right direction. So thank you very much. Had a great session today.
Thank you, Alex-san. So thank you very much, everybody. That was really wonderful. And I could see a lot of potential and opportunities from individually optimized learning in Japan. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more of your stories from all over the world. Thank you very much for today. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.